Hormonal control of digestion. The main hormones which are secreted by the gastrointestinal tract are gastrin, secretin, enterogastrone, cholecystokinin, duocrinin, villikinin, enterokinin, and gastric inhibitory peptide, vasoactive intestinal peptide, motilin, and chymodin. Now, gastrin is not in fact a single hormone, but it is a family of at least 6 structurally similar polypeptides. They fall into two chemical groups, that is little gastrin, that is G17, and big gastrin, that is G34. G17 has 17 amino acid residues and G34 has 34 amino acid residues. Gastrin is secreted by the pyloric and duodenal mucosa. So there are two kinds of gastrin, stomach gastrin and intestinal gastrin. And gastrin produces excitatory effects and governs the balanced production of hydrochloric acid. It stimulates the secretion of pepsin and hydrochloric acid and promotes the secretion of bicarbonates by pancreas and liver and constrict the lower esophageal sphincters. Increases the frequency and velocity of the basic electric rhythm, enhances the motility of the gastrointestinal tract and relaxes the pyloric and ileocecal sphincters. High concentration of HCl inhibit and low concentration stimulate gastrin production. This is the gastrin production, the nerve system which stimulates it. This is how the acid from the next stage, that is secretin, is produced. Secretin is produced by the duodenal and jejunal mucosa. It counteracts the gastrin properties of gastrin, that is it relaxes the lower esophageal sphincters, inhibits the secretion of the gastric juice, decreases the motility of the gastrointestinal tract and stimulates the secretion of the primary pancreatic juice, intestinal juice and bile. Primary pancreatic juice has low enzyme content and has high level of sodium bicarbonate ions. This is significant in neutralization of chyme. The enterogastrone is secreted by the duodenal and jejunal mucosa. It is carried to the stomach by bloodstream. It inhibits the production of gastric juice in general and hydrochloric acid in particular. The cholecystokinin is also called as pancreozymin. It is secreted by the duodenal and jejunal mucosa. It inhibits the secretion of gastric juice and stimulates the secretion of the intestinal juice and the enzyme-rich secondary pancreatic juice and decreases the motility of gastrointestinal tract. Stimulates the contraction of gallbladder and the discharge of bile and stimulates the relaxation of hepatopancreatic sphincters. The duocrinin and villikinin are secreted by the duodenal mucosa. Duocrinin stimulates the activity of the Brunner's glands. Villikinin stimulates the movement of villi. Enterocrinin is secreted by the mucosa of the jejunum and ileum. It stimulates the activity of intestinal digestive glands and thereby increases the production of succus entericus. Succus entericus is the intestinal digestive juice. The gastric inhibitory peptide or GIP is a peptide hormone secreted by the duodenal and jejunal mucosa. The presence of glucose and fat in the duodenum induces its production. This inhibits the secretion of gastric juice, decreases the motility of GI tract and stimulates the production of insulin. Vasoactive intestinal peptide or VIP is a polypeptide neurohormone produced by the vasomotor nerve fibers in the gastrointestinal tract. It stimulates secretion of electrolytes, rich intestinal juice, inhibits the gastric secretion of hydrochloric acid, stimulates the relaxation of the smooth muscles of the intestine and serves as a peripheral vasodilator. Vasodilator is the, it helps in the dilation of the blood vessels. It enlarges the lumen of the blood vessel, that is called as a vasodilator. So there will be more blood flow to that region. Motilin is a polypeptide hormone which is secreted by the duodenal mucosa. It stimulates gastric secretion. Okay, and it induces contraction of the smooth muscles of the intestine. So it will provide the movement of the food in the intestine. So vasoactive intestinal peptide, it will stop gastric secretion and it will relax the intestine, while mortellin will stimulate the contraction of the intestine. Gastric inhibitory peptide, it is secreted by the duodenal and jejunal mucosa. It will decrease the motility of the gastric inhibitory, means it will decrease the motility of the gastrointestinal tract. Enterocrinin, enterocrinin will stimulate the production of the intestinal digestive juices. Duocrinin, it will stimulate the Brunner's glands. Villikinin, movement of the villi. Cholecystokinin is very important. It will stop the gastric juice production and it will stimulate the intestinal juice. So it will start the intestinal digestion is allowed by or stimulated by cholecystokinin or CCK, and it will produce the secondary pancreatic juice, and it will prevent the or it will decrease the motility of the gastrointestinal tract, and it will stimulate the contraction of the gallbladder and it will release the bile. So that is what cholecystokinin does. Enterogastrone, it will inhibit the production of the gastric juice and hydrochloric acid. Secretin, it has the opposite effects of gastrin. So these are the different things. And last one is chymodinin. Chymodinin is a peptide hormone secreted by the duodenal mucosa. It stimulates selective secretion of chymotrypsinogen by pancreas. So in order to study this different hormones, you can study this by gastrin, G, S, secretin, E, G, S, E, C, D, V, E, G, V, M, C. G, S, E, C, D, G, S, E, C, D, V, E, G, V, M, C. So that is G for gastrin, S for secretin, enterogastrone E, then cholecystokinin C, duocrinin D, villikinin V, E for enterokinin, G for gastric inhibitory peptide, VIP, GIP, VIP, mortellin, chymodinin. So you can use some mnemonics for studying this different hormones. Apart from these hormones, there is other hormones like bombesin, neurotensin, somatostatin. So here bombesin's origin is not known or source is not known. It is seen to promote gastric secretion and contraction and emptying of the gallbladder and motility of the small intestine. Neurotensin is secreted by the motor neurons of the enteric nervous system. It inhibits the motility of the gastrointestinal tract. Somatostatin is a hypothalamic hormone. It inhibits the pituitary growth hormone. It may be brought to the gastrointestinal tract also, where it inhibits the secretion of the gastric and pancreatic juices and some gastrointestinal hormones, and it decreases the intestinal motility and increases the contractility of the gallbladder. So 3 hormones in addition to this 10 hormones. So there are 10 hormones that we have to study, which is one, that is gastrin, secretin, enterogastrone. So you can easily remember that gastrin, secretin, enterogastrone. Then next is CCK, duocrinin, villikinin. CCK, duocrinin, villikinin, and enterocrinin. Then GIP, VIP, mortellin, and chymodinin. So these are the 10 hormones. In addition to that, there is bombesin, then there is neurotensin, and last one is somatostatin. This is how you have to study about the different hormones which control the digestion.